Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction and review for Boku no Hero Academia chapter 156. So, last time we ended with Dragon Waifu Squad coming in to save the day. And, I guess we'll see if they indeed do. The biggest threat right now, in my opinion, of course the threat's always there that Chisaki just kills somebody. That's a pretty big threat. But I would say the biggest threat that I see going down right now is Eraserhead or Aizawa being captured. Like, if they capture Aizawa and they don't end up rescuing him this arc, that could be bad, because they could always try to use him similar to the way they were using Eri, though I would think his quirk is less effective. But they could always try to use him even if it is less effective. And that would be bad, and then we would need a rescue arc to go save Aizawa as well. So Aizawa is in the most trouble right now, I would think. But hopefully Waifu Squad can take down Chisaki. But it looks like we are going to end up seeing what happens with them and what leads them into busting in. So I'm not sure how much we'll get to see of them actually in there. But either way, let's go ahead and start reading. Chapter 156, The Rescuee's Power. Alright, we're getting a little bit of a late start, but let's move out. A short time ago. Surprisingly, he packed less of a punch than I'd expected, says Asui. Rikiya Katsuyame. By touching someone and inhaling, he can absorb their vitality and make himself larger. Be sure to isolate him while he's still unconscious, says, Ryukyu. Waifu. It sounds like things are getting out of hand inside. Let's hurry, says Nejire. Oh, and I pointed out as well last week at the last panel last week, Nejire didn't jump in with the rest of them. So maybe she wasn't shown on purpose and she's doing something else, or maybe it's as simple as just Horikoshi didn't draw her there. But either way, looks like Asui and Uraraka start slumping over as they try to run. Oh, hold on. Of course, it's manga stream, so we have to get through a bunch of fan art. Alright, here we are. Okay, so we see that guy there, and it looks like he's inhaling the vitality from all the police around him. Ouch. I was sure I knocked him unconscious, says Ryukyu. Looks like that booster drug I got from Mirinaka is finally starting to kick in. Now I can absorb just by inhaling. All of a sudden, I feel like a new man. That might be why Nejire's not with them in the last chapter. She might have stayed back and took out this guy, or got injured fighting this guy. About 20 minutes passed. This is such a pain. And we see Dragonwife shielding everyone with her wings. These guys can't even manage to stand up, let alone evacuate. Nejire. Nejire Hado. Quirk Surge. Okay. Haha, looks like the drug's worn off. Let me touch you, little girlie. Okay. Lots of translator's notes, holy crap. She can convert her own vitality into pure energy and emit shockwaves, but for some reason, whenever she fires them, they get all twisty, so they lack speed. Okay, I was just explaining her name. Grr, no thanks. Uraraka. She calls her Deku. Deku? I came to call in reinforcements. Our objective is directly underneath that crossroads. The pros are fighting as we speak, keeping them in check. We need assistance. Is this Toga? This is what she was going to use the blood for? Either way, let me continue onward. Alright. Now we see Ryukyu nails the dude in the chest. Everyone, do it just as you were instructed. Uravity, make him float. Froppy, help me move him. And then, Asui pulling him with her tongue. Nejire, hit the both of us with everything you've got. Why can these damn bitches still move? Because we're told day in and day out. Go beyond, plus ultra. And then Nejire nails him into the ground. Alright. So that should be it, right? Ryukyu, you guys, says, fake Deku. Deku, what? So who was the Deku from before? Oh, so they crash in and see the real Deku underground with that attack. Deku, so who was the Deku from before? Okay. So yeah, she did use Deku's blood for that. Oh, and Compress is with them as well. Right when I was about to toss everyone up above it into the hole. Who would have thought Ochako and her friends were here too? This is so totally plus chaos. Put some clothes on, would you? You've got this old man all flustered. Yes, indeed. And I can't tell if he has like a prosthetic arm or a fake arm, but Compress should have lost his arm, shouldn't he? Or maybe I guess they could have had Chisaki to fix it. Either way, moving along. But it looks like he has a second arm there. It might be fake, but it looks like he does in that top panel. So you made copies of your bodies in order to dig a hole. Okay. Okay, I'm just watching this diagram there. Okay, that's right. But that's not all, mister, so listen up. That's weird, though. So it says they let Compress out. Why was Compress underground? Or am I forgetting something? Why was Compress underground? Either way. Until today, he wouldn't even get close to that kid, the core of their operation, and it didn't seem like we'd be able to win if we fought Overhaul directly. And that's when, fortunately for us, the heroes decided to come and crash the party. Their core is just a child. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, down there in Snatcher. Huh? We're the real versions, but you're just a copy, so you should be the one who takes the risk. What? Plus chaos, you say, but what about my revenge for my lost arm? Like I said, you're a copy, so hurry up before somebody comes. Okay, so the compressed copy might have an arm because he's a copy and not the real thing. Or he could just not have an arm and I'm seeing that top panel wrong. Okay. So basically, they're going to steal Eri? Oh, for the love of... This is just dreadful. Those two are complete psychos. I'm a fool for thinking they were being nice to me. And Compress jumps down in the hole. The League of Villains, says Ryukyu. I've got no idea what's... Uravity, calls out Tsuyu. I'm leaving Night Eye to you. And then Izuku's running towards Eri. And then the stones knock her up into the air and separate her from Izuku and Compress. Chisaki, yells Izuku, righteously pissed. That's actually a really cool looking panel on the right of this next page. Is that... she's getting lifted up to Chisaki. This is a complete mess, you worthless trash, he says, grabbing her. From even further below the smashed ground, so he's trying to go up through that hole. Alright. I won't let you. Grab him. This time, for sure, says Izuku, jumping up to him. Give it up already. Lemillion's cape. I'm not sure what's going on with this panel. So Lemillion's cape is flying towards him. So, it got blown up here. How sickening. A hero's cape is for bundling up a young girl who's in terrible pain. She wasn't even conscious of the fact that she grabbed it. Okay, so Eddie grabs the fluttering cape. And yet... It can't be. My daughter. Do you remember her, Chisaki? Yeah, she cut her ties with us after a dispute over her marriage. That's my daughter's kid. The fool went and abandoned her. My husband is dead. This child is cursed, or so she says. One day as the husband went to touch her, he just up and vanished. Okay. A power that didn't resemble anything from either family lineage had manifested. It was a genetic mutation, not some curse. Apparently it can happen on an extremely rare basis. We don't know the particulars of her ability or how it's used, and she has no awareness of it. But the fact that it makes things vanish, it resembles your power, Chisaki. In addition to looking after her, I want you to investigate her quirk for me. You're good at that kind of stuff, aren't you? Resembles me. Hardly. This is in a completely different dimension from restoring or repairing. A quirk that rewinds. This girl is terrifying indeed. Ah, so that's what her real power is. And it ends up separating Chisaki from... Nemiri? Was that the name of the guy that he fused with? This girl is terrifying indeed. That day was the first time she had tried to escape, but in the end she had given up, thinking that there was no way she could ever escape from that man. Robbed of her freedom, she suffered as incisions were made on her body day in and day out. It hurts. Why? Why? This fearsome power, which even she did not know how to use. Ultimately, she resigned herself to the fact that it was her own fault for being born with that power. I'm cursed. She had no choice but to accept that as her fate. Translation error there. Okay, thinking back to Lemillion, but Lemillion's action shook her heart to the core. She couldn't bear to see people getting hurt, all to save her. Stop, please. I don't want you to die. But they wouldn't give up, even if it killed them. New feelings began to bud within her. Her power awakens, and they screamed, I have to save them. Triggering her awakening, My Hero Academia 156 end. I like this, so in the end, Eri is the hero. I like this a lot. Okay, that's really cool. It was a fun chapter overall. Let me go back through to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I like that, like I said, we got to see how things led up to them at the end of the last chapter crashing in, so we got to see what happened with their group. But in addition to that, we also got the League of Villains involved. I think that was a good thing to have here, too. But yeah, basically the guy that they fought could absorb people's vitality by touching them and inhaling, but the power-up made it so that he only had to inhale. They end up taking him down, though. Okay. And in the midst of them taking them down, they also have this Deku that was trying to lure them to the hole. And I think... Let me reread what she said her plan was. But I thought... Yeah, toss everyone up above into the hole. So yeah, Toga was going to toss them into the hole, but instead they just went in themselves. Alright. Okay, so they have a copy, for some reason, of Compress. Oh, that might be why they have the copy of Compress, because he could dig their way out by compressing the earth. Okay, I think I understand now. So the copy of Compress was there just to let them dig through. Alright. That makes total sense. And of course, Twice has figured out that the core of their operation is the kid, so they just need to steal the kid. So he sends in the compressed clone to do that, but Chisaki uses a pillar to knock Eddie up into the air, away from Izuku and Compress, and then jumps up there himself to grab her. And then in the course of that, she sees Lemillion's cape fluttering in the wind, grabs it, and uses her own power to save them and escape on her own with her own power. And it's the power to reverse things, which is weird. So she was able to reverse her father into nothingness and kill him. So I'm gonna wait until the official translation or a better translation, and then maybe next week we can discuss what it actually is, because I'm not sure that reversing things, I don't know if that's the best way to call it, because why would reversing thing make that disappear? And it gets rid of quirks. Yeah, rewinds, that's what it says, not reverses. So if it rewinds things, does that mean she rewound her father into non-existence? She Benjamin Buttoned him? Or like, I get her rewinding, it makes sense for her separating Chisaki from Nemedy. Nemedy isn't his name. It can't be. Is it? Because isn't that Midnight's name is Nemedy? But I thought this guy had a similar name as well. Because he makes people tell the truth. So it isn't Nemedy. That doesn't have anything with telling the truth. I don't remember the guy's name. But Eddie separates the two of them. So weird. So yeah, rewinding... So her quirk can get rid of quirks, but it can also completely like turn back what happened to Chisaki, and it can turn people into nothingness apparently as well. It's really weird. Like I said, I think when maybe a better translation comes out than the manga stream one, which is often kind of a mess. Once we have a better translation, we'll maybe be able to see what's really going on here. But either way, I really like that one. I think that was a good chapter. I like that, again, we got involved with Uraraka's group and got them in there, and we also got the League of Villains involved. No complaints. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, if you did like it, comment on that. Tell me what you thought of this chapter, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Boku no Hero Academia, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. If you want a link to our Discord server, ask and I'll give you one. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.